This is just an excerpt from a full episode. If you enjoyed what you hear here, go check out other full episodes, either on YouTube or as part of the podcast feed. Enjoy! Over to small business news now. Jim of the Jim's, well, at this point, everything franchises, but actually Jim was actually born David. Yeah, that's right. Jim is David. You have been lied to your entire lives. Says that he has received legal advice from one of Australia's top lawyers, who he failed to name, filling us with confidence that the advice is absolutely real and would not at all be the ramblings of an angry pseudoscientist. More on this later. The advice says that sole operators told to stay at home may be entitled to a taxpayer-funded payday in the form of a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the Victorian government. Jim is claiming the source of his ire is that council maintenance workers are still allowed to go to work, a claim that I could find no evidence for. I do assume he is talking about the cleaning teams that are out, literally sanitizing services to help the few people who still need to be out and about in the pandemic, who are literally walking around with disinfectant and wiping it everywhere, making them the safest humans out there right now. I imagine the trip home must mess with them a bit though, as they are currently robbed of the power to kill the virus at any given moment. He also claims that his franchisees are not eligible for JobKeeper, which, given that they aren't government employees and are operating as sole traders, really shouldn't be an issue. But look, I could be wrong. It has been a long and complicated road. But then there are other supplements like the horribly underpriced job seeker, which may be able to assist them in this time, which might be like a terrible solution, but it is something. Like, it's better than nothing while they wait to be able to work again. I do, however, suspect that the issue really is that he himself is losing money and can no longer fund his own research into the rise and fall of human civilizations. You see, Jim has a theory that big shifts in society, so like wars, revolutions, the influence of religion, are explainable by changes in brain and hormone activity, and that is why that white people are better than other people, and he wants to create a pill to change people's brains and hormones, curbing some of their more terrible behaviours, hopefully, like racism, and wanting to create a pill to control people. Doesn't sound at all worrying. Look, this isn't the first time that David has caused a ruckus. Recently, he has been seen encouraging his franchisees to defy the lockdown order and continue to mow lawns, retile, or pick up one of Jim's newest franchisees' options, Jim's genetic modification. But seriously, he has a secret lab that he funds with money from his franchise. So far, over $1 million to a team of scientists at La Trobe, that's my old school, to continue the research the university turned its back on 3 decades ago. This is a mad scientist origin story. This is the island of Dr. Munracist. This is the Hank Scorpio episode of The Simpsons, except it's not a secret.
What's your least favorite country? Italy or France?
France.
Nobody ever says Italy.
Sorry. Jim says if franchisees are fined, he will pay it. So he is actively encouraging his franchisees to violate health and safety orders. That doesn't sound very restrained to me. And according to Jim, restraint is the temperamental basis of civilization and can account for the domination of white European ethnic groups over the past few hundred years. All of the other races have lost out because they lack either restraint or vigor, or sometimes both. That is a genuine quote from his work and something that he genuinely believes. Prior to the release of the roadmap, there were some leaked and supposedly out-of-date records of the Victorian Roadmap to Recovery plans. These plans claimed that there would be another 2 weeks of stage 4 restrictions, which has proven to be true. But this has not stopped David, Mr. Penman himself, old David, who has continued to actively encourage his franchisees to defy the orders and says he will give them the legal advice that he has paid top dollar for. He continues to claim the issue is that his guys are losing money, $3,000 a week, but his business has an annual turnover of $500 million. I suspect that he probably has some savings put aside. If all he cares about is money, then he can pay for them to stay home, stay safe, and consider the year a write-off, just like the rest of us. Stop trying to be the Elon Musk of Australia, forcing workers back to work when your personal fortune could keep them home and safe for months. You know, one of my jobs is actually offering to pay me at half of my contracted hours and not requiring me to do any sort of work at all. It is a great way to gather trust and sow stability within your workforce. In 2018, before a book about his life came out, he was quoted as saying, "Wrath is my weakness." And his staff claim that he is ruthless and that he even fired a guy a week out from having his first baby. This is not the expected restraint you'd see demonstrated by a white European, according to his research. Sounds like you need some kind of limitless pill to unlock your ultimate potential as not an arsehole. Maybe you should be less concerned with altering the restraint and vigour of ethnic groups that you believe have been dealt a bum hand in epigenetic stakes, like Indigenous Australians, black people and Jews, and start concerning yourself with the anger, temperament and restraint of one David Penman, self-confessed anger guy and secret mad scientist.